that time of the year. The time where I get locked in the dungeon or else I go ape shit like a werewolf and kill a bunch of people. No, that's not true at all. But I am locked way the fuck down here. Which means there's no reason for me to have this on. But safety first, right? You gotta be safe. Everybody's gotta be safe, and we gotta make sure that we... You know what? I am quickly reaching that FTM point of my life right now. FTM being fuck this mask point of my life. I mean, yeah, it's dark down here, but we don't have to be dark, right? We can be happy people. We can get our lives together. We can look adversity in the eye and say, not today. Not this month. October is my favorite month of the year. I was born in October. The very beginning of October, so I'm on the cusp, but I am that Libra baby, that central situation. And I am pretty central to a lot of situations. But it's just October is that balanced time of month, I mean, all month long we're in like retro mode, or we're in like festive mode, or we're in like time to eat a turkey mode, like turkeys are just like slaughtered at a certain time of year, man. It's fucking sucks to be a turkey, man. Like, and turkeys like literally come with like their own audio instruction guide. It's like, what do you do with the turkey? Hey turkey, what do I do with you? Gobble gobble. You know what I mean? Oh, permission. Turkeys come with permission to eat them. That's fucked up, man. And they get you kind of smacked if you eat enough turkey. That's fucked up. But anyway, October, though, is the balance to everything. And a lot of people say, I don't like October. October's pagan. It's something that the devil does. It's like, it's demonic or whatever. But you gotta really, think about it now. If it is in fact demonic, if there is the devil at work, if there's something going on there, people all throughout history were doing a lot of shit right now to protect themselves from things. It's not like we're it's not like we're now immune to the spirits. What happens 2020 hits and the spirits are like, we're done with this. You know what I mean? No, spirits come out, man. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at night. They get possessed by spirits and poltergeists. The freaks come out at night. The spirits, they come out, they're looking for somewhere to go, They want to come and jump inside of a kid, And they'll come in your room and shit looking for you, but luckily you're not there, because you're out trick-or-treating. And the spirits, they're coming around, they're looking, and they're like, man, I need a kid to jump in. But all I see are all these little monsters and Toy Stories and Woodies. And luckily these kids aren't dressing up as kids, because that defeats the whole purpose, right? You don't want your toddler dressing up as Michelle from Full House for Halloween, because the spirit's still going to see a toddler and be like, oh, I'm going to get you, and then jump in there and then, spiritually just molest your child and drag it to hell, and then you're going to be dealing with kids doing 360 flips with their neck. You don't want your kid's neck, doing reverse taco status, oh shit, kid, damn, I ate a taco with his collarbone. That would make no sense at all, Anyway, Halloween's coming up, and I'm not the type of guy to shy away from a holiday, you know what I mean? Christmas comes, man, you're gonna see some festive. You can see some elf type. It's gonna be like Will Ferrell went to work in here. I might actually hire Will Ferrell to do the decorating in here. As Elf. I don't know if Will Ferrell will do it, but I'll try to find him as Elf and see if he'll do it for me. Because that's just the way I roll. I always do things kind of over the top. I mean, maybe a little more than I should. But anyway, there's certain things you do. I got candy to give out if anybody knocks on my door. I'm not saying a lot of people probably won't knock on the door. And then I'll give the candy out anyway, but to my friends. And then, as a matter of fact, Jahan won MA. He was just here. And he couldn't help it, man. Let me get some of that candy. Blop, blop, blop. Go ahead, take it. Take it, like tantalize your taste buds if you want, on my and it's not even on my dime because I bought it to give charity wise to children. So, you can go ahead and get your little decadent treat on, grabbing the fucking Reese's cups, of course, with that butternut filling. He loves that nut butter, whatever filling that's in there. Anyway, keeping it real, man. Just keeping it real, Jahan. That shit pissed me off. And I laugh, right? But inside I'm crying so deeply. So when I laugh about something, it's just fucking something's gonna snap in me, something's gonna pop, And that that happened to me earlier. I was in the 7-Eleven and I laughed, and it was because I was about to pop. So I'm gonna let. This is like an epic tale of getting a coffee, romance, Gestapo. This was like literally the sound of music happened to me while I was getting a coffee. And I'll explain it as such. The coffee's an island. In 7-Eleven, it's a coffee island. So you can go on either side to get your stuff taken care of. At the time, there was a few people on this side, so I walked around to the other side, and I was just getting some Irish cream. You just put your cup in and you push the button, and the creamer comes out, right? That's all I wanted, but it was empty. Right? So I look to the side, and there's like some little hazelnut packets, and I'm like, okay, I'll go for that. But there's a couple there. In my mind, I'm a very rational person. I'm just rational, usually. I mean, I'm rational from the start, and then shit just goes haywire in my brain. So, rationally, I say, all right, I'm going to wait for these people. So I just stand back for a few seconds, 5 or 6 seconds, I'm just holding back. And in my peripheral vision and in my aura is reaching out around me, and I can feel all that's happening around me. So I don't have to look, But when I feel that they start to leave, then I'm going to turn and grab my condiments for my coffee and go. So I'm thinking to myself, man, it's taken a little while. So I turn and look, and the man is sipping the coffee, going, And I just about snapped. That was something that just like, it dug down into my nerves so deeply. I don't know if it was I didn't want him to enjoy it that much. I don't know if I was surprised and shocked, but it didn't end there, because he took the sip, he said, and then he reached over for another sugar packet. But as he was doing it, get this. And you gotta picture this. You gotta picture this like if it's a movie, okay? Get a camera, put it over by the sugar packet, because I really want you looking up at their faces. And he leans in to grab another sugar, and he looks at his wife. I suppose it's his wife. It could have been his twin sister. I don't know, but they were kind of older couple, maybe 40s or 50s. But he reaches over for the sugar, and he looks at her, and he goes, "Sugar makes everything better, huh?" Now at this time, like, my Frankenstein bolts are like, they like pop out and there's steam coming out of my neck, and nobody sees it, right? But I'm just still standing there. Now it seems like forever. It really does seem like forever. And he reaches over and he grabs another sugar. He rips it open. Now, I'm stunned by what he said. Okay? Sugar makes everything better, huh? All right? Now, his wife, she looked completely disinterested. His wife and or twin sister and or just best friend that looks the same age and, huddles with him while they make coffee together. And they were sipping their coffee there like it was a goddamn rest stop, like there were seats. Now, there wasn't any seats. There wasn't. So, man, I'm sorry. I got to get through this. It's harrowing. And my blood is boiling right now as we speak. So, he leans over and he's like, huh. And he rips the sugar open, and I'm just stunned for a second. Like, I'm watching him, like, mouth agape, just like, if I was wet enough, drool would have came out. I wasn't very wet though. I needed some liquid in my body. So he pours it in and he's stirring it, the sugar, as he's lifting it up to his mouth. I was just like, oh my fucking God, dude. Are you that fucking serious about this? And he was that serious, man. My own mind did a double take, and it was like, he's stirring it with his stirrer, and he's like, like he wants to stir it just as long as he can till the breaking point where he might stir it into his nostril or something. So he's stirring, he's going, and he goes, before he drinks it. Number one, he said the first time and added more sugar. So obviously that first was just disingenuous. Not a good to start with. The second came before he actually even tested the flavor after adding the second packet. So I was just, have I already used the word flabbergasted? I don't know. But I was aghast, and aghast, is kind of like, like shocked with horror, but really it was that way because in my mind I was seeing the scene of me just ripping their body to shreds, like just destroying their body, and like to the point where their soul like couldn't hold on and just swept away with the wind, and like, oh, my soul, no heaven or hell or anything. Maybe you'll go to hell because souls kind of drift down like COVID. Your soul will drift down a bit if it's not like being tractor beamed up by the alien space spaghetti monster. So anyway, this it doesn't end here, okay? So he has not taken a sip yet of this coffee after adding the second packet that I witnessed, and I guarantee you he added 5 or 6 packets before that. But he was throwing each one in the trash as they go, and they were just standing there, man, just hanging out in front, blocking the whole thing. Now at this point I'm thinking to myself, I need to reach in and grab some I have to reach in, I have to interject with this couple and their fucking their coffee induced orgy that they're going through. But at the same time I'm still stunned because of what he did. Now he goes right, and he takes a sip, puts the stirrer back in, and goes, doesn't it? I'm just going to move a little forward. His wife goes, and I about fucking went off, man. I literally almost went off, so I laughed. Really loud, like the Joker style, like Joaquin Phoenix when he does the Joker. Like, I laughed my ass off. Doesn't it? Let me just go ahead and break this down into like real time.
Sugar makes everything better. Doesn't it? Mm-hmm.
All right, that's pretty much how quick it was. It wasn't like that that bad. Okay, so I'm thinking like, wow, this story arc has completed, right? Because the second sip was preceded with an like of approval. Okay, he puts the stirrer back in the cup though, and he puts the cup down and he reaches for another sugar. So I do an about face and walk to the other side. And there is a police officer watching this whole thing go down. And I think that he knew that I was feeling super anxious at that moment and that, like, he heard me laugh out loud. He saw me staring at these people. And the whole time, I didn't go over to the other side. I just stood behind them. And he was over there. So I see him peeking at me between the signs that are on top of the little island, and I'm like, fuck, man, better just carry on about my day, you know, because for a split second my rage and everything like built and it almost swallowed me like a serpent of the night, but luckily I snapped out of it, you know. One good thing is that police officer was there because that did snap me out of it. It stopped me from, even entertaining any thoughts of going on like a JTHM style massacre in the 7-Eleven. You know what I mean? I didn't have any grenades. You know what I mean? I didn't have any like actual weaponry, so it's not. I really couldn't go full Johnny, but but yeah, don't defund the police because seeing that police officer there stopped a crime. A fucking, a crime of passion, man. This coffee induced orgy that I was watching in front of me was just indecent. No grown person should say, when they eat something, unless it's an exotic food that you've never had before and it's good. And then you say, right? Signifying, I like the flavor of this, I approve. I've tried it and now I approve. Or an exotic food that you don't like and you say, because you're just saying you approve and you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. But for a grown person to drink some coffee from 7-Eleven and say, it almost brings out the werewolf inside of a person like me because there's no way in hell that 7-Eleven cup of coffee is the best coffee you've ever tasted, in which case, just shouldn't be used. It should be reserved for something that you've never had before or for a toddler who just tasted his first banana, right? So your toddler first gets his taste of banana and goes, right? Nana, right? And then from then on, it's like, I want nana, nana, nana. And that, and an adult should never, at least publicly, put themselves back to that state. Now, if you want to sit on your recliner and turn on like Invader Zim and like fucking just surround yourself with baby food, bananas, and just eat bananas and carrots out of baby food jars and go, carrots, bananas, that's fine, right? That's fine. But please do not make noises while you know what? Just don't enjoy what you eat and drink. Just don't enjoy it. Fuck that shit. Why do we gotta enjoy these things so much? I think that's one thing about Halloween. Like you forget as a child that sweets and things that taste good and feel good are not good for you. But on Halloween, your child receives that mental balance because number one, it goes apeshit after it eats all that candy and it crashes, but it also says, I don't want any more candy. And they don't want any more candy for quite a while. You know what I mean? Unless you're you think you're being slick as parents and you put the candy away and you ration it out every once in a while, and everybody knows the parents just dip into that candy too, and the kids are left with fucking Smarties, and god damn a Smartie to hell. Okay, whoever fucking decided to put Smarties and or sweet tarts, are you serious? That is the shit that you eat when you have no more candy left and you are broke. You're a broke child with no job and no employment money. You know what I mean? Too young to get unemployment, too unemployed to get employment money, and too unemployed to get Snickers bars. You know what I mean? Actual fucking Kit Kats and Twixes and stuff. And let me tell you, when whoever comes to my door is getting good candy, the kind of candy that makes you be like, oh God, I can't stop eating it. And then the next day you're like, oh, I don't want any more candy for fucking, a month or two or so. You know what I mean? But we're not trying to make any diabetic children out there. You know what I mean? Far be it from me to cause anyone to diabetes, but like sometimes people diabetes. You know what I mean? Anyway, got this pumpkin. Oh, don't call him a pumpkin, he says. You know what I mean? You know what he said? He said he's been to prison, and if I went to prison for 2 weeks, he'd be calling me pumpkin. I was like, you fucking asshole, man. I'm gonna cut eyes for you tomorrow. I'm gonna cut open your head, and I'm gonna scoop out everything that's in there. And that is gonna be spread out into the world, and squirrels are gonna eat it. He can't talk back, but you know what I mean? He could communicate in other ways. And he sure as hell told me earlier that he's been to prison. And it makes sense because look at his short, squat little ass. You know what I mean? This fucking, hey, look at the ass on this pumpkin. That shit is like, that's got multiple ass cracks. You know what I mean? But I guess that's the best pumpkin ass crack. That's the best crab right there. Or it's a brain. Look, it's a brain. No, it's a pumpkin. But I purposefully got the flattest pumpkin I could find because I want to make a long flat face on my jack-o'-lantern. I also have a normal size jack-o'-lantern, a normal shaped one, and that one has a special purpose, but whatever. Why don't you? I'm going to obviously record the pumpkin carving episode, the whole scenario, but you can comment down below if you want to actually see that happen. All right, guys. Make sure you go down and hit like if you like. Hit like if you hate 7-Eleven coffee connoisseurs. People who love 7-Eleven coffee, hit like if you hate them. Happy October.